Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And we finally got new stages added to the Chamber of Memories. More importantly, the Chamber of Aspects, because this is where you can get some free, quote-unquote, EX shards for completing it, which is very cool. And what they've done, like we've had the Chamber of Aspects 1 ever since this event came out. Almost a year, roughly a year ago, somewhere around there. Maybe less than that. Maybe the first anniversary. I can't remember. Or second, somewhere in that time zone. But this is essentially like beatdown battle. So for the stage 1, you can only bring Fount of Wisdom and these other two forces, and it's built for running the Fount of Wisdom stacking blue team. And now they finally added 3 more stages, which are the respective beatdowns of the next 4 metas. So number 2 is based on World of Fantasy, number 3 is based on Warrior's Mind, and then number 4 is based on Goddess of Destiny, with more limitation, because, World of Fantasy, Ogre's Pride, 10 Great Demon Lords, so you can't bring every single unit in here and team build to your heart's content. It still is limited, but at least it's something. We can test out the new units that get added to the old forces, and hopefully they keep adding stages to this to catch up to, the current or last current beatdown battle. But today we're going into Chamber of Aspects 2, which is built for the World of Fantasy team. Its starting hand is a 1 blue, 1 green, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 4 green, built for Protector Frey, and we'll be using one of the common ways that we ran the World of Fantasy team when it came out. Frey, Shizu, and Hero came out for the 1.5 anniversary part 1, just like how Blanc and Jean came out for the 2.5 anniversary part 1. And then Rimuru, because he's got Pierce Resistance down and he's an Orb Changer, Milim for our DPS, and Water Alice for our sub-DPS character. So, this is a green-focused crit team. Alice is also giving us Pierce, so we'll get benefit off of Rimuru's Pierce Resistance debuff. And it's been a long time since I've used this team, so let's jump in. Okay, so the whole shtick with Milim is that every time you use a skill for 4 turns, you get an extra 3% crit damage, and that stacks up as high as you can go, as far as using skills on turn 1. So here, we're going to use the Shizu Orb Change, 1 skill right there. We'll bring Milim in for her, and then we'll use Milim's Orb Change. So that's 2 skills, that's 6% crit damage, plus 10% stacking green damage for the end of the fight. So that's pretty cool. We'll bring Alice in for some extra points. Rimuru's giving us protection gauge for the first couple of turns. We're missing Light Gazel off of this team because he's not on any of the forces that we can bring in here, but we're making up for it a little bit. So 26,000, I don't think... Yeah, he does not have as much health as I would say Inferno 3 does, but he does hit fairly hard, and he burns you, which is not a great thing. But here, let's use some more skills, right? So let's use the Rimuru Orb Change, because that's another 3%. We'll get Milim's Orb Change again, that's another one. We could use Alice's Orb Change, that's another skill. We got a whole hand of green, so technically we don't need to use Frey right now. But do we want to? You know what, we can. We'll send it like this. So for the first 4 turns, so we're now entering turn 3. So if we can get an EX ult for Milim, that'd be cool. I don't know if we will, though, because we don't have a green buffing character. I do have the Charm on that gives us crit damage. I could have ran maybe the Alt Charm on greens. That may have been a possible thing, but we're also not getting a lot of Milim orbs, so that's not really that great either. Let's get Alice out. We'll use a stack of the attack buff with Shizu. Maybe I should have taken Rimuru out first. Oh well. Let's use the Pierce Resistance down now. And then I guess we'll try and nuke with Milim next turn. So let's get Rimuru. 1 more Orb Change from him. Boom. We'll get him out for the hero. And we'll use her 0-cost alt swap ability. There we go. And then we'll use Frey. So this will give us a full hand of greens. I haven't seen this animation in a while, so we're going to watch it. That'll give us a full hand of greens, guaranteed crit, and 40 skill points. So this was still in the time where instead of passively getting skill points for the first couple turns, every time you use the protector, you got skill points, which has its ups and downs, right? You could get more points overall because you could have 100 plus, you know, the double stack of protector, you have 180 points to work with, which is very, very nice working with that. But, you know, passively getting 30 points on turn 2 means that it opens up a lot of your abilities to use skills on turn 2. I don't think we're going to need an EX ult here, but let's go ahead and try and nuke now. So let's get the hero debuff on, and we'll get her out of here. That's also increases our orb damage. We'll bring Alice in for the hero since she has a butt ton of orbs. Alright. We will use the attack stack from Shizu again. So this will hit both of them. So Alice has 1, Milim has 2. We'll use Frey to give us 40 points, give us a full hand of greens, and then we should have enough to now, use the Pierce buff. And now that we've used all the skills we possibly can, we'll take a look, and we are at 61% crit damage for Milim, which is pretty good. And the Charm is going to give her additional crit damage. So, you know, we're at attack 50%, trait 66%, crit damage, charm 8%, 30% attack, 61% crit damage, and then he's got the element resistance down and the pierce resistance down, which we just gave everybody pierce with Alice, so that works out fairly well. So let's see if we can kill. I don't think we need the EX ult. I don't care about Alice's ult. 103, okay, fine. And we'll watch this, fine. I haven't seen this animation either in a while, and it's a Milim. Will we do enough? I think we'll do enough. She's got a hefty amount of buffs right here. 292. Okay, well, we were able to kill off those normal orbs because they have that extra 50% damage buff. So, okay, that works. I mean, that is the pure World Fantasy team. This is not Inferno 3. I would liken this to maybe about Inferno 1 or something like that. But there are other options that you can bring because they do have 2 other categories, forces that you can use. So let's try and build something else now. Alright, well, since Soe only has, 700,000 HP, only, quote unquote, right? Let's use this kind of weird team. So we've got the new Velzard, who is also a green-focused leader. We've got Christmas Shuna, Christmas Shuna, second anniversary Shizu, Tsubasa for free-to-play because she will handle the turn 1 orb change. And then we've got Water, Shion, and Shuna. So many SHs in here. Maybe we can do enough damage with Shuna's single target and Shion's AoE. I don't really know. We're getting Drago, we're getting the element buff, synergy, ult resistance down, ult buff, water resistance down. Guaranteed crits. A little bit of a magic buff, technically, if we're able to use it. I don't know if we are, though. We don't need her second skill because it's water attack, and we're already getting that from Velzard, so we don't need to worry about that. I don't know. Let's try it out. Alright, so we took Rimuru away, so we're starting with less protection gauge. And also we changed the charm to protection gauge for 40% for 3 turns, which I think will help us a little bit more. So let's use Tsubasa's turn 1. Cover those. We don't need to use a whole bunch of skills now because we're gonna, we don't stack up crit damage anymore. Let's take Tsubasa out, and then we'll just run with these. Shion will give us extra protection gauge turn 2, which should cover this little bit right here. Shuna's going to give us extra points, which should cap us out at 100. Oh yeah, it totally will. And, I don't know, we'll be ready to go, I guess? He is technically super weak point against physical water. Okay, thank you. Let's see, burn, a little bit of burn damage there. Yep, there we go. We have 128 points to use now. We just need ults, and we don't need EX ults or anything, so I would have really preferred to get another Shuna orb, but... Okay. I mean, we've got points to spare. We can use this skill, right? Just rush the ult a little bit, and that will help out a bit. And then I guess we can use the... Well, actually, we don't need to use that because we're going to get it from Velzard soon. Yeah. This is crit and magic attack, and we won't worry about that. Alright, so let's just do this. This will give us extra protection gauge for the green orbs plus Drago. Maybe we do use this? No, never mind. I don't want to. Alright, it still doesn't give us an alt for Shuna, because we didn't get 2 orbs for her. 10,000 damage on those orbs. Shuna will do a tiny, tiny bit more. Yeah, or less maybe, actually. Okay, we were not able to cycle Velzard, though, which is kind of unfortunate. Alright, so this is going to be a giveaway turn, huh? Let's do... Ooh. Let's just bring both of you in, huh? Alright, there's another Shuna Orb. Perfect. So we're not going to be able to cycle her now. Let's just kind of go ahead and try and build up. Build up. There we go. Oh, this isn't going to look good either, because we're going to have just a whole bunch of oranges. A lot of oranges. Okay. We can do this. We can bring you in for Tsubasa. We can double alt swap with Shuna. There, that'll give us a full hand right there. We'll leave Shizu in the back, because we don't need to alt rush anymore. This alt might hurt. Actually. Oh. It might actually kill Shuna. That's a problem, isn't it? Well, let's see how much damage he does just to get the baseline, right? We can use a few of these skills here, huh? So let's do Synergy Power. Everyone's getting it because we're magic. We'll do the extra magic attack. We'll get guaranteed crits. And then, you know, the Drago is enhancing that by a little bit. So we've got Synergy Power 48, 12% magic attack instead of 10. Okay, sure. Let's see how much damage we can do here on this full hand. 17k, 30k, 26... Oh, okay, so Shion hits much harder. Alright, we'll keep that in mind. We won't send Shuna last. Maybe he's almost down to half. If she survives... No, she's going to die to the burn, isn't she? Or she'll die from that. Okay, we'll come back and try that again with a nuke this time, so hold on. Okay, we are back on turn 4, ready to go. We have an alt with Shizu, not an EX unfortunately, but you know, we're close. If you got it, it'd be a lot better. We already have the synergy buff on the 2 water girls back here, so that's nice, and we do have orbs for both of them up front, so we don't need to worry about anything. We'll bring you in, and then we'll bring you in for Tsubasa. And we have 130 points. We have a full hand of Shizu, unfortunately, but we have enough points to use both the crit and magic attack, and then the alt buff. And then we'll use Drago plus the element buff. And now we will see if we have the damage output required. We also have the alt resistance down, so that will also help. And does Shizu do anything for us? No, she's just damage. Okay, so we'll send you first, you, and then your follow-up orbs. It'd be a lot better if these were Shion orbs. I realized that after, you know, doing this a couple times, the reason why Shion does more damage is because she's 120 and Shuna is not. But let's try it out. I don't get to see this ult very often, so we're going to watch it too. It's quite flashy. But they were technically anniversary units, so they deserve a flashy ult. And I do like their lightsabers. Alright, depending on how much you do, I mean, I might push for an EX ult more than other stuff. Never mind. 95k, we would have done like 100. 204 right there. That's good on an AoE. 294. Oh, Shizu, can you do it? No, you can't. No, you can't. Well, that's just unfortunate. I don't think anyone's going to die here. Shizu might. For the burn. Nope. Oh, we lived. Okay, so Shizu can finish her off. Alright, let's do the alt buff again. Alright, well, I mean, we won. The nuke didn't kill, but it definitely got us to a point where we could kill. And because it's only turn 5, we were still guaranteed those 30 points. And he has 4,000 left. So yeah, if we had simply exchanged those 3 Shizu orbs for 3, or at least 1 Shion orb, I think we would have actually killed right there. So let's let her redeem herself by nuking. And 51k. There we go. So there's a different team build that you can use. You know, it requires the new Velzard. I would say it requires a new that Shizu as well. But we nuked successfully with very old water units, and that did work. And man, I don't know if Vengeance can do it because it's only Velzard. We can certainly try, huh? Okay. We managed to do it, actually, using this Vengeance team. So we've got Velzard, we've got Soka, more for her future Hand of Orbs than anything else. Water Soe is our orange converter, and because he's skill fused, he has that very, very good defense and attack lowering skill, which will help us survive a little bit longer. Because this is not a fast team, we're not nuking on turn 4. Tsubasa, again, will be our turn 1 orb changer. Vengeance Shuna we can actually use here, and so she will also be a secondary character to apply Vengeance. And then we've got Water Alice who will take care of our blue orbs. So, I mean, we have 3 converters here. We have a defensive skill. We've got ways to apply Vengeance. So it actually worked out better than I thought it would, and we got it done on my first try. It needs, this team. I don't know who else you could sub out. You definitely could take out Vengeance Shuna, and I don't know if we have access to a healer or not. Let me check that while we're running this. But, I mean, turn 1, full hand of greens. We're going at a little bit faster pace because it's not a fast team again. Do we have access to a healer? We do have Light Shizu. She is available to use. She could single target heal, and he really likes to focus on just one person at a time if he's, ulting and then following up. So that's definitely an option. Apart from that, I don't see any other options. But Velzard resets all of our skills regardless of where you are, which is very, very powerful. Makes her a very, very good protector. We are able to cycle. I've got Water Shion underneath Soe, so we get that turn 2 protection gauge, which is how we, again, got to that protector right there. It's a good hand. This is a workable hand right here, because we can just bring in Tsubasa either for, probably for Soe, and use her orb change and Alice's. Still have a good 5 send plus the ult, so that'll help us cycle a little bit more. We're not using Soka right now, because I think it's more important to get as many stacks of Vengeance on as possible early. That way we can just kind of sit in case we don't have enough points to do it next time, or we can't cycle very quickly. So let's go ahead and just send this ult. 11k, not a lot of damage, but Shuna's not meant to do damage unless you use her other skill for the stat swap and the wind buff, and honestly that's not really going to be useful here either. So we're up to 9 stacks, because he has a few AoEs. Perfect hand right here, so we can bring Soe in for Tsubasa, and then we can use his defense skill. He's about to ult, this is very, very impactful right here. Raising our defense, lowering his attack means that we will be in a much better place after this ult and his follow-up attack. So, because we're using so much Vengeance from Shuna, we're pretty much always going to have her ult, unless we swap her away for whatever reason. Normal orbs don't really matter here, but 2,000, 3,000-ish, the follow-up, yeah, that hurts. And if we had Light Shizu here for Vengeance Shuna, we could guard, we could heal us up a bit, and that would be pretty impactful. So, if you have this team and you don't have Shuna, don't worry about it. You can bring Light Shizu. Even if Light Shizu's not skill fused, she still lowers attack and heals, so it's still a workable kit. Here, we're going to take Alice out, because I kind of misplayed. I should have used her orb change first and then use Tsubasa, but oh well. So we'll bring her in. We'll use the future Hand of Orbs from Soka now. That way we can guarantee that next turn we only need 1 blue orb change, and we can get that off Tsubasa. So more Vengeance on. We'll send these 5 orbs. It'll still give us 100 points, which is fine. We don't need to use Velzard here, because everyone has Vengeance applied to them already. So double stack of that right there. Now Vengeance kicking in. It's like 100 and something K. It's too fast. I'm sorry. I can't see it. But I decide to swap out Shuna because she's getting a little low, and it would still give us a full hand, and we can apply the defense again and lower his attack. And we've got almost a full hand of Soe. So 5,400 damage. And then this is an AoE, so there's 3 stacks, 4 stacks, and it does 251k, and he's dead, right, after this turn, so I don't have to do anything here, because we're going to live. He's still attack lowered, he's not ulting us. Even with double stacks of burn, we're fine, so we'll just send this and we'll let Vengeance kill. So it certainly works, and it wasn't really that difficult. I do have dupes in my units, yeah, I have the gear, but, you know, there's an AoE, so there's another 3 stacks. And 282, and he's dead. So the Vengeance team can certainly get the job done if you have the right tools to apply such thing and actually survive. But there's 3 teams you can use to take on the second stage of Chamber of Aspects. If you found a different team that I didn't use that can do it, let me know in the comments and I'll try it out. But that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.